Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to take you through how to create this cube toy which has some circles on each of the edges. Alright, so to create this we're first going to draw a square on the front plane. We'll take that square, we're going to extrude it 1 inch. So this is a 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch cube. Once our cube is created, we'll start drawing the circles on each of the faces. You can see I'm starting here with the top of my shape, and those circles are measured to be 0.4. We'll extrude those about 0.2 inches. Only one of these circles will be extruded outwards. The rest of these circles will be extruded inwards, as you'll see on this next. So those will go inwards. I did add some color and a fillet just to round off some of the edges. That's extra. You don't have to do that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and start this tutorial. Alright, so whenever you're starting a new drawing in Onshape, this is our workspace. To start a new drawing, we always click on Sketch, and we got to choose a plane. We got front, top, and right. We're going to choose the front plane to draw on, so I'm just going to click inside of that, or on inside that front plane. And when I'm drawing, I don't like to see a lot of lines, so I'll take my view cube in the upper right corner and I will click front so that now it's a nice clean work page. I'm going to start by drawing a rectangle. So on the toolbar you'll see this corner rectangle. When you click it, kind of highlights a little bit so you know that it's chosen. Drawing a rectangle takes 2 clicks. 1 click to start it, drag your mouse out, and then a second click to end it. At that point, we go straight to the keyboard. We don't do any more clicks, and we're just going to type our dimensions in. So right now, it's asking for our length dimension. So I want that to be 1. So I'm just going to type on my keyboard 1 and then hit enter. After I hit enter, you'll notice that now it wants my dimension for the height. So I'm going to type 1 again and enter. And that's how I get my dimensions of 1 by 1. Normally we don't put dimensions inside of a shape, so I want to take that out. Before I can move this dimension out of the way, right now I'm still in this rectangle tool. So if I tried to click anywhere, I would just draw another rectangle. Alright, see, because I'm in rectangle tool. So I don't want to do that. So I first have to get out of my rectangle tool by either re-clicking it or hitting the escape key on my keyboard. And after I'm out of my rectangle tool, now I can grab and drag these dimensions around and place them where I would like them. Alright, so as simple as that. If you ever forget to create a dimension, it's okay. You can always come back later and create a dimension using the dimension tool. Alright, so on your toolbar there's a dimension tool. If you click on it, that will allow you to dimension any line. So right now I'm missing my height line. So you'll see when I hover over the line it turns orange. I'm going to click on the line, drag out a little bit, do a second click to place down my dimension, and now it will allow me to type my dimension in there. Alright, so if you ever forget a dimension, you can always use the dimension tool. Our next step is to extrude this rectangle. So you'll notice I just hit the corner of my view cube to bring this back into isometric view. This allows me to better see my extrude. So I'm going to now come up and extrude this square. So I'm going to hit extrude up here. You'll notice that my square now comes out into the third dimension, and I want that to be 1 inch, so you can see my dimension is already at 1 inch, so I don't have to change that. So let me green check mark this, accepting it, and now I have my cube. Next step we're going to do is draw some circles on each of these faces and extrude those circles. So these faces I can now draw on. So I'm going to start with drawing on this top side of this cube. So I'm going to click on Sketch. I'm going to click the top of my cube. You'll see it highlighted in orange. I'm going to view this from the top so I can see this better. And this is where I'm going to draw my circle. So I got a circle tool. I'm going to use the center point circle because I want to draw this right in the center. Onshape will allow us to find the exact center. If I just take my mouse and I hover over this line, it'll say, hey, there's your center point. And it gives me this inference line, letting me know that's the center. I also need to find the center of the side line. So it finds it for me. And now both of those lines, using both of those lines, now I can find my exact center of that shape. And I'm going to do 2 clicks to draw my circle, 1 click to start at the center, drag out, a second click to place it down, and now no other clicks. Now I go to my keyboard and I type in 0.4 and then enter to set my dimension. I'm hitting the escape key to get out of my circle tool. So I'm hitting escape on my keyboard. That way I'm out of my circle tool and I can move my dimension so I can better see it. Alright, so I'm going to go on my view cube. I'm going to go back to my isometric view by clicking on the corner. I'm going to extrude that circle. So I'm going to come over here to my extrude button, click extrude. We'll see that circle come out, and we want to extrude the circle at a depth of 0.2. Alright, so right now this is on your extrude settings, you should be on solid and add, because we're adding to our shape. We can also remove. So if I click on remove, this is extrude remove, this will actually force my circle into my cube, creating a divot. But I don't want to do remove for the top, I want to do an add, so I'm going to change that back to add. Alright, so I'm going to green check mark that. That one is now set. Let's go ahead and draw now on the front of my cube. So another circle on the front of the cube. We're just going to follow the same steps. So grab that circle tool and we're going to find the center using letting Onshape guide us. Just hovering my mouse to find those center points. Now I'm ready to draw my circle. 2 clicks, 1 click at the center, drag out, a second click, and then to our keyboard, typing in 0.4 and enter. Alright, so for this extrusion, I want this extrusion to actually go inwards into the cube. So when I do my extrude now, click on extrude, instead of add, I'm going to choose remove. And as it is, I'm actually extruding too far because I'm extruding a whole inch. That goes almost through the whole, it goes through the whole cube. I want that to go to 0.2 for the depth. Green check mark, and there it is. So I would like you to repeat this for all the sides, the right side, left side, the back, and the bottom. Create more circles all the way around the cube, and the rest of your circles are all going to be inward circles. So you'll extrude remove all those circles. All to a depth of 0.2. Alright, so just keep continuing those steps. Just practice. And then when you're all done, as a bonus, if you want to, you can use this fillet tool on your toolbar. That fillet tool will round out edges. Notice my settings for my radius here. My dimension is 0.05. Then you can just go through and click on these surfaces. As you do that, you'll notice they all start to round out. And it just makes it nicer. This is more like a toy. When you have a toy, a lot of times you don't have any sharp edges. And then if you want to change the color, you're going to click on these paint strips over here on the right sidebar. And we're going to change, we're going to come over here where it says part 1, do a right click and click on edit appearance. And we can choose any color we would like. I'll do red on this one. And then to get rid of this menu that just opened up, just re-click those paint strips and it'll make it go back. Alright, so there we are. We got our cube with our indentions. Remember, make these circles go all the way around. Alright, so yours are going to go all the way around your cube. Alright, so that's it. Thank you. Have a good day.